The College Football Experience American Athletic Conference. Yes, the AAC Season Preview and Picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our very own Patreon. Yes, score exclusive perks, content and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with a $1,000 prize. Yes, join today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app to get last-minute tickets at the lowest price guaranteed. Use the promo code CFBX for $20 off. That's CFBX for $20 off. We're also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use the promo code DGEN. That's DEGEN. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. Only on the DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code DGEN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome. Welcome to the College Football Experience American Athletic Conference, the AAC Season Preview and Picks episode. What, you thought we were just going to leave out the fucking mighty? We saved this one for last because the best school in all the land resides in this conference, folks.
Rice.
Shout out to Weehawks saying happy Monday. We are 5 days away from kicking off. Remember, Wednesday night, we are going to have, you can watch it live, youtube.com/the college experience, our season win total locks episode. Me, Patty C, NC Nick, and also our week 0 picks. Oh, ATS, every single game. We handicap every single game there's ever in the past fucking, I don't know, 7, whatever. How many, six years? I don't know. Also, DFS. Thursday night, we'll have a DFS show breaking down week 0 games. Also, check out the FCS College Football Experience as well. But we are rolling. The season's here. I'm sick of talking to these guys. All right? I'm sick of talking to them. Perhaps you're wondering just who the hell I am. My name is Colby Swigget, Database Dad, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
Nobody knows nothing. Somebody knows. Double the price, but no one touches Dundee.
Yes. I'm excited. Bring on your Hurricanes, Los Angeles, you cowards. All right? Come on, Mother Nature. You look like a fucking FCS in November. All right? Let's go.
There was an earthquake at the same time.
It's true. Brought in an earthquake. They tried to stop this train known as the College Football Experience. Get the fuck out the way. All right? I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former JMU Duke defensive back, the burrito eating, sideline kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, Patty C in the place to be.
Hi. Well,
let's get it going, buddy. We're talking about the American Athletic Conference. And it's a new American conference, right? New schools mixed with old schools. Yes. Hey, we got Garrett, who's already dreaming about, is Wichita State a dark horse to win the basketball conference? Hey, start your football program, buddy. Start your fucking football program, but subscribe to the College Basketball Experience.
they might be a contender in football if they started that bad boy
They got
up.
Bill Parcells. I almost said Bill Self. Bill Parcells. They're alumni. We are joined by third man in the booth who's He's probably hanging out with Tom Bodette right now on the road right now. Give it up for the DFS guy himself. Like I said, Thursday night, we're dropping a DFS episode. You're going to want to get in on this week 0 action. All right. But give it up for the rooftop IPA drinking, homebrew making, tobacco road living, the free lack giving, former Herndon Basketball League MVP. Give it up for NC Nick in the place to be.
And it's a Hilton Garden Inn, not a Motel 6, all right? I'm high class.
Tom Bodette, he could be like, remember Papa John was supposed to be a Louisville fan. He shows up in all Kentucky gear. After that racist shit went down, he showed up in all Kentucky gear.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Guys, we are talking AAC football, and I feel like we should key in on this news here. There's rumblings. I don't know a year from now if SMU will be in the AAC.
Yeah.
But how about TCU putting the kibosh on the Iron Skillet? This is a rivalry.
That's some sissy shit.
That matters historically. Do you think it's the fact that SMU is offering to go to a Power 5 and they share a lot of the same turf, even though SMU is in Dallas, TCU's in Fort Worth? But this is a rivalry that's been happening, over 100 years, like 108 years, I feel like they've been playing each other. And TCU saying after that, they have a contract, I think they're 2025, that after that, they are no longer going to play. Nick, your thoughts?
It's just funny that, all the little schools and the fans of little schools always rail on Texas and always rail on the big boys. And then once their school gets up to that level, then they start acting the same way as the team they hated. So I think it's a bunch of bullshit. And it's unfortunate because it was a great rivalry. The Iron Skillet, come on.
Yeah. Even though, since 1999, SMU's only won 4 of those. They have had a lot of close games. Patty, see your thoughts on the fact that we might not have the Iron Skillet anymore after 2025.
SMU was recovering from the death penalty. I know they've only won 4 since you said 99.
Yeah.
But haven't they won like 2 of the last 4 or something?
Yeah, 2 of the last 3. Last year was a 1-possession game. And get this.
Yeah, they're creeping up on them. And TCU says we don't want that smoke. We just had a national championship run. We think we're Texas.
I think what it is SMU's trying to get into the Power 5 if they do that. So they got to do something here. Because SMU is talking about ACC, we don't need your money. Just let us play your schedule.
Yeah.
We will pay for our way. And I don't know. It's all terrible, though. It's all disgusting. It just bothers me.
Pretty
disgusting.
See the
Iron Skillet going to be gone.
I love TCU when they were in the Mountain West. Now maybe they're getting a little too big for their britches. What do you think?
Maybe. I mean, I would like to know more about this decision. Why? And I think I will find out more because I know someone involved with this. But
there's no real excuse.
Like the fan loses, the cities lose.
Right.
I guess. All right. Let's ask this: for teams that have a 9-game conference schedule, are there any? I mean, I guess you have the Pac-12 has had that, and USC has still managed to schedule Notre Dame every year. Stanford has still managed to schedule Notre Dame every year. You can prioritize a rivalry 9-conference game.
Iowa State.
Yeah.
They're not in the same conferences. They schedule a game
and both
every
of
year.
those have 9-game conferences.
And speaking of that, we should talk about all these players that were involved with the gambling ring no longer with Iowa State. I feel like every day I learn about a new player that is no longer with the team. And they're like key players projected to be. Yeah, he's supposed to be. That's like their 4-star back.
Yeah.
Their defensive tackle, their starting defensive tackle. It's like.
So I don't think you can outrun the punishment by leaving the team, though, right?
Yeah, I still think. Maybe with the state of Iowa, I don't know, but the NCAA.
But ultimately, it comes down to NCAA eligibility.
Go NAIA, baby. Let's go. Chestnut. USFL, yeah. Stuff like that, but it's going to be something to watch. Let me ask you this, guys. I know this is not AAC related. Is Northern Iowa going to beat Iowa State in the season opener? Northern Iowa's good.
They always come close.
That's what I'm saying. And now you're taking away some of those. Some of those starters, week 1. Dangerous game.
I don't know. Old Matty Campbell had been on fire for a long time, but things are unraveling quickly now.
Noah's in the chat saying the college basketball player that transferred to Nebraska is still going to be spent. Yeah, you can't run away from it. Right. This is a legal case, though. This is like they were not of age to place the bets. Like the state of Iowa is like
Has to
yes,
prosecute.
yes. So the NCAA will come next, but yeah, I don't know. That's the news I got, and now it's time for us to dive into the AAC. But before we do that, I want to tell you, all right, that we are brought to you by DraftKings. Yes, we've waited all year long, guys. I mean, all of us, but we were doing preview episodes in friggin' March. All right, the time has finally arrived, guys. It's here. College football season is back, and so are the traditions, at least till next year, right? So are the tailgates, and so are the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. So kick off the season with the DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use the promo code DEGEN. That's DEGEN. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code DEGEN. That's DEGEN. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net in partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly. In Connecticut, help is available. Problem with gambling? Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 years or older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.com/sports terms. Good God.
Todd/com.
That'd have to be your bowl. Right?
Who wants the season to come more than Colby?
Yeah, let's get it going. I also want to tell you that we're brought to you by Game Time. Look, buying tickets to your favorite event shouldn't be that stressful. All right? You're out there trying to see, Patty C was trying to see that Barbie movie when it first came out. He's saying, hey, it's all sold out everywhere.
I should have been wearing pink to one of these podcasts. Come on.
No, but really, wherever the hell you're trying to go, whether it's, well, I know if you're if you're trying to get rowdy at the Dowdy at East Carolina, Dowdy Fickett Stadium, if you just think you're just going to walk up and get a ticket, you're fucking insane. All right. You're absolutely insane. So look, buying your ticket shouldn't be that stressful. You're going to be there doing Jaeger bombs in the parking lot, hoping that someone walks by with a ticket for sale. Maybe it works out for you. Maybe it doesn't, but it's going to be stressful. All right. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets without all that stress. And they got it for sports, music, comedy, theater, all near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll be having at the Dowdy watching the Pirates have another undefeated season. All right?
Another?
Yeah. Don't worry. All right? Bring it on, baby. Look, forget planning months in advance, all right? Like, because let's be honest. Certain teams out there, they might be planning to take down ECU. Ain't going to happen. All right. So forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. And the Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. This is a great guarantee here. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Woo! Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, terms apply. Create that account, though. Redeem that code CFBX and get $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Woo!
We are back.
I like how you managed to make the ads about ECU.
Yeah.
It's as much about the company as it is about ECU.
Look, if you're going to use the Game Time app, don't do it. I just read this athletic article about the best NFL. It's absolutely just a terrible article, right? Go to a real football. If you're going to go see football, use a real.
Get rowdy.
Go to a real football stadium. Don't go to this bullshit. All right, there's a lot of bullshit out there. All right, guys. Jim Harbaugh, by the way, self-imposed 3-game ban. It's okay. There's some people that are afraid to coach against East Carolina Pirates. All right. Okay. We'll just go in there and beat whoever you
Doesn't
got.
want to be accountable
Right?
for that loss.
Who's your little assistant? You gonna throw Sharon Moore up there?
Now do you take the 35.5 points?
Buddy, I already locked it up. Get on over there. I already bet the shit out of this. I got 36.5 too.
Oh,
Let's
man.
go.
Nice.
Let's go. All right. Folks, all right, here we go. AAC. So maybe you haven't been paying attention to college football because even our graphics guy sent me a AAC season preview with the Houston Cougars involved. And then I had to say, Cam, they're in the Big 12. Okay. The new AAC. So you keep the Blue Bloods like Tulane, who won the Cotton Bowl. You keep the Blue Bloods like East Carolina, who, just is been dominating in all sports, right? You keep the SMU Mustangs and the Memphis Tigers. Teams that have been doubted. And the Navy won some AAC championship on Ken Niamontalolo era. They're still in it. Temple as well. Matt Rule, they won an AAC championship, right? Now the new school's coming in. And by the way, Tulsa, who appeared in one, and remember Cincinnati ducked them.
True.
Cincinnati ducked them. Probably would have won another. They're still in there as well. But the new schools are the Rice Owls, who are out of Houston, Texas. The North Texas Mean Green,
Who almost won their conference
yeah,
championship.
played in the Conference USA Championship a season ago. Biff Poggi and the Charlotte 49ers. Oh, this guy's a legend. That's a lock on the over already. All right. The Florida Atlantic Owls, who just went to the Final Four in basketball. The UAB Blazers, shout out to welcome to UAB. And last but not least, the UTSA Roadrunners. Meep.
Who did win Conference USA
Yes.
last year.
Won the Conference USA a season ago. Guys, what do you make of the new additions, Patty C?
I mean, pretty strong. I guess they went for the big city approach. North Texas, Dallas, Rice, Houston, UTSA, San Antonio. Who's the other one you said? Florida Atlantic, Miami. So,
And USF still theirs too. I forgot to mention USF still resides there as well. They're getting a stadium on campus in the next couple of years. So
there you go.
that's exciting.
So they're taking the
Time.
They're the anti-Sun Belt. They're going big cities, not
They
necessarily.
have the best TV deal though, as far as money for these schools. There's a chance. That's why they're in a way they could. There's been speculation that Oregon State and Washington State could end up in the American as opposed to the Mountain West. They have some decisions because the AAC can offer more money. The Mountain West offers better,
football.
I still wonder what's the identity of this conference now. I mean, there's some good teams. Like the top is pretty good. The bottom's bad. I mean, there's 6 teams that have win totals under 6.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder it's a conference in flux with so many teams come and so many teams go. And I just wonder what the identity is. Like, does anybody have any conference pride in the AAC right now?
It hasn't happened yet. I mean, the only team that's won this, Memphis won the conference championship a few years ago. They got the
Temple did too.
Temple did?
Matt Rule.
Did they really?
Yeah.
They fucking won the conference.
And I think Navy might have with Niamontalolo in 14 or 15.
Well, that's a long time
Yeah.
ago. But in recent history, just Memphis with it wasn't
Tulane last year.
Oh yeah, Tulane.
Yeah, you have Tulane, Memphis, and Temple have won one in past 6 years maybe? What year was that Temple championship?
Oh, jeez.
That was
Honestly,
a while ago.
I never even remember Temple winning the AAC. That's a slap. It's actually a black mark on the AAC record. But they're getting better. Certainly, EJ Warner. But to your question, Nick,
Temple beat Navy 34-10 in 2016 to win the AAC championship.
That's fucking.
So your little Cincinnati Bearcats are 4-8. Then get this. Here's some irony for you. Back then, and this is just 2016, not long ago.
It's really not that long ago.
UCF and Cincinnati have had losing seasons. Houston was the only one with a winning season. And so all 3 of those are gone. And you look at the way it was in 2016, Temple was 10-4 on the season. South Florida, 11-2. Tulsa, 10-3. Navy, 9-5. Memphis after that. I mean, shit, you could argue they got the dead weight out of the conference, all right? You got the dead weight out of
Well, it's a conference of upward mobility and apparently downward mobility too, because a lot of those teams are now gone. But in those teams back then that were doing good, they've kind of fallen on hard times. So it's pretty interesting coming into this year.
Someone will reemerge but a lot of these programs have potential though.
Yeah, they certainly do. Let's get to it. All right, the team with the lowest win total. This is a fucking smash lock. This is a smash lock. This is as easy. This might be the easiest lock of the season. The Charlotte 49ers with a win total of 3. Don't even. What's going on here, guys? Biff Poggi comes in from coaching with Jim Harbaugh. And here's what I did. Here's what I noticed. So if you go back and listen to our Charlotte preview, I took the under, right? But you got to remember, that was early on in the old alphabet. And what I did not realize was that he has coached a lot of these guys in high school. All right? I am all over this. And he's bullish on his team. You see him at AAC Media Days. You've heard him talking. He is saying, no, get the fuck out of here. We're going to be very good. I actually am buying in. I'm buying in because I didn't realize that many players. I don't have the number in front of me, but it's a gigantic number of players that have played with him either at Michigan or at when he was a high school coach in Maryland. So I'm buying in.
This guy's got 3 years of assistant coaching experience at the college level since 1988.
He also won a national championship, baby.
Look, I love the personality, but I mean, he's getting mad because nobody's talking to him at media days. Well, you know what? No offense, but like, why should anybody seek out Charlotte football? Because there has been nothing to talk about recently. So he's getting a little butthurt because nobody's talking to him. Well, you know what? What's his job to make them relevant? So right now, I mean, I love his persona. I love
He's going sleeveless for the games too. You know that, right?
I love it. Yeah. I love it. And I mean, dude, we need personalities. We need differences. I hope he succeeds. But as of right now, I have no confidence because I don't know what to expect.
No, this is a lock, buddy.
I might go under, actually.
This is a lock, buddy. You're crazy. Here's what's happening. Week 1.
Well, this is the
number's setting at 3
because they lost to an FCS last year in William & Mary and handily by 17.
But William & Mary is also better than like half the fucking.
That's true. Yeah. William & Mary is a solid football team.
They won like 3 games in the playoffs.
And South Carolina State pretty decent, and it's week.
They get a week 0 game for South Carolina State. Gets a game week 0.
There you go. Work out the kinks, and then Charlotte has to take live bullets for
Jerry
the first
Richardson Stadium. Your boy Patty C. And look, I got the win total's 3. I think Charlotte is beating South Carolina State week 1.
I'll give you that one.
So you're telling me right then all you need is 2 wins.
I don't know if I'm taking that as
2 wins to push.
No, buddy. This is a lock. This is what I mean here. This is
where's their next win?
South Carolina State. Okay. They were in. That's weird. They were in the Celebration Bowl 2 years ago. Last year, only 3-8. I guess I do have to give Charlotte the win there.
You know who Charlotte beat last year by a point? Georgia State. You know who they play week 3. So the non-con is South Carolina State at Maryland, home to Georgia State, and at Florida. They're going 2-2 in the non-con.
I'm gonna say Georgia State beats them 1-3.
Yeah, me too.
Charlotte beat them.
Hey, I mean, it could happen, but right now I got Georgia State a couple notches better.
They got them in Atlanta last year. That's true. But
they went into the place that Dale Murphy used to hit dingers. All right, look, 2-2, and now conference play starts. They're at SMU. Then they get a bye week and they're home to Navy. Navy's running out of the gun. Come on, you're telling me that's not winnable for Poggi?
It's winnable, but there's no guarantee.
Colby swears that the outlawing of the which is idiotic. Let me say that unequivocally. That is the fucking stupidest development in the last 5 years, right? Of all football, let alone XFL kickoffs, NFL like giving the fair catch on the kickoff to the 25. All of that pales in comparison to the abolition of the chop block, but I still think these
Navy wasn't good last
service
year.
academy teams are still going to be able to.
When's the last time Navy was good?
They haven't been good lately.
Brand new head coach.
Yeah, even more concerns. All right, so
in Charlotte, homecoming, maybe coming off a bye.
Dude, the Clits are winning this game.
I'll give you the Navy win. Okay,
right,
I'll give you that.
All right, well, I'm on 3. Guess what? All I need is one more win. Now they head to Dowdy Ficken on October 21st. That's just going to get a little disgusting. But after that, they're home to Florida Atlantic on the nationally televised.
Friday nighter.
Poggi at home, nationally televised. Watch out, Owls. Then circle this one right here because the Tulsa Golden Hurricane got absolutely destroyed in the portal. I think Charlotte beats them at H.A. Chapman Stadium. They come back home to take on the Memphis Tigers, and then they're home to Rice before they're at South Florida. This team is going 4-8, maybe 5-7.
They might get Rice at home.
Yeah, or USF.
I feel like you're giving them every 50-50 game. Rice won 5 games last year. Charlotte won 3. Rice has JT Daniels. They have
and he'll be injured by the time they play that game. JT Daniels will be injured.
Ultimately, I think they're probably a 3-9 team here, but with so many unknowns, with Charlotte's experience chart, it ranks 124th in the country. Only 10 total returning starters. There's too many unknowns, especially with a very unproven head coach. While funny and hilarious, we don't know how that's going to translate into X's and O's and winning games. I'm going to lean on the under here.
Locking up the over and Biff Poggi. Let's go.
He wants it to happen. He really wants it.
Purely a mojo-based
Let's fucking go. Dude, all these guys were with them in high school. They care about him. All right? They're going to show up to play and win, and they're going to be a hard-nosed football team week in, week out. Watch out, Florida Gators. Watch out, Graham Mertz, you little 5-star. Oh, get out of here. All right?
I'll tell you what. Maybe they have enough of that attitude under him. If that team takes on his persona, they might have an upset up their sleeve.
Then lock it up.
I'm not locking shit up. In fact, I'm with Nick. I'm on the under. If I'm looking at this on a game-to-game basis, South Carolina State, they're probably better than Navy's 50-50, Rice's 50-50.
They beat Georgia State last year when they were terrible. How can you say that Georgia State's better than them?
Even if I give them Georgia State, if I give them Rice 50-50 and
USF was 1-11 last year.
USF's going to get way better with Alex Golesh at the helm.
That's what they said when Jeff Scott first came in.
Who said that?
You.
No, I did not. Look, 3-9 is probably what will happen, but I got to lean with Nick.
You're crazy.
But
lock it up.
I love it, and if they have some Biff Poggi mojo, I'm all about it. He is the rich man's.
Yeah, we lose Leach. This is what we get Poggi.
Poggi comes
all right?
in. That's
This is our hope.
Who is that? Sam Pulled Pork Pittman. He's like,
where does Biff Poggi sit in our head coaching Royal Rumble rankings?
Oh, he's up there.
He's pretty high.
Top 25.
He has
that'll give you
strong resemblance to the American Dream. Who the fuck's his name?
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes. That's right.
Yeah. Guys, I'm on the over, and I think program trajectory. Watch the fuck out. Watch out. They're going to be in the SEC.
I do think they're going up. They're going up.
Let's go. All right. Next up, lowest win total. Second lowest win total is it is the South Florida Bulls. Patty C's boys with Alex Golesh sitting at 4 wins. Patty C. I get it. You know, they bring in a couple guys in the portal, but they also got destroyed in the portal. A lot of their players going elsewhere starting. But I thought they did a good job making up for it. They still got Bohannon, the former Baylor quarterback, that's penciled to be the starter.
Yeah, my stupid draft pick auto-drafted Byram, the backup, I think.
Yeah.
So I got that guy on my roster. That's good.
It's good. Yeah, you never know. Well, the schedule. Can we talk about this non-con? At Western Kentucky, who has been winning like 10 games every year, I feel like. Home to Florida A&M, who might be one of the best FCS schools with Jeremy Mosa. Remember last year they had like 40 guys out and they played North Carolina pretty tough.
They did.
They're good. They're preseason favorite to win the Celebration Bowl. Then they're home to Alabama, which will be an away game.
Home.
Yeah, for you.
Home to Alabama.
And then on October 21st, they go up to the Wrench to get twisted to take on UConn and Jim Mora. Dude, they really could go 0-4 in the non-con.
I think they beat Florida A&M. Give them 1-3.
But at least that's week 2. If you're Florida A&M, like you want them early on.
Sure.
I'll go with 1-3, but I'm telling you, Florida A&M is going to be good. They're going to be really good this year.
I think UConn's beatable too, so they could go 2-2.
No, I got UConn winning that game.
I do too, but just saying.
Curious, Alex Golesh, he was at Tennessee for 2 years. Within 2 years, he turned them into the number one offense in the country. I think it might take a little longer than 3 or 4 weeks. So I guess I'm with you. 1-3.
1-3. Then they are home to the Rice House. See, this is a huge spot for me for Rice because JT Daniels should probably still be healthy by September 23rd. And also you want to get those new coaches in year one. So I favor Rice in Raymond James Stadium.
Well, I think if you're looking at that, 4-game stretch, what's Rice at Navy, at UAB, FAU, I think they probably just win one.
Yeah, me too. I think and that they could lose all of those, but I'm going to take them to win one, and that to me is like either Rice or Navy, and I don't feel good about that. But
potentially UAB also because we don't know how they're going to look. I'd say I have one of them. So far, I have 2
more
wins.
Talent than them right now, though, man.
Yeah, but talent takes only so far.
UAB is better than fucking USF. Yeah,
USF hung with Florida last year.
That's true. They should have won. They should have beat Florida. Yeah. I will say
they hung with Cincinnati on the road too.
They're 1-11.
They only lost by Tulane by 14. They only lost to Houston by 15.
They should have beat UCF. Look at the final game of the year. That game was they pissed away that lead.
I think this team used to be like the more serious like contender than UCF.
Well, 100%. I broke
back in the Jim Levitt days.
Yeah, he went
back in the Matt Grothy days.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think this may actually USF is the ultimate litmus test in terms of going to a big conference, what that does for UCF versus being the big fish in the small pond in the smaller conference. With I think USF might become with Golesh at the helm. If they can start winning conference championships, they may find themselves getting an invite to the likes of the Big 12.
Back in the George Selvey days.
Yeah, there we go. Look, so I got them at 2 wins in their first 8 games.
I'm with you.
Same here. And really, I mean, looking at the last 4, I probably give them maybe 1 there. So
now they get a bye week before at Memphis, then they're home to Temple, EJ Warner, then at UTSA, and then they're home to Biff Poggi. Yeah, I'm on the under I think they're probably going to go around 3 or 4 wins.
This team won 1 game last year. So in order to hit an over, they have to go from 1 to 5. I understand the talent level's decent and the coaching should be better, but that's a big jump, and I'm not willing to take that leap under.
Yeah.
Where are they on this sheet? I'm looking for them.
South Florida.
South Florida. Yeah. Okay. 4 games. Look, the other thing is they lost Brian Battie. That guy
and their whole offense, all their receivers play for Colorado now.
The flip side me into a lock here. Does anybody want to lock this?
No.
Did you see him really getting a 5?
Because Colby mentioned this offense is a cheat code, and so it just may be above. And I think their talent level is there. So I think if that offense goes right away, then the likes of a Charlotte or whoever, I guess they're not on the schedule, but
no, they are the final game of the
season. Yeah. Then they could easily get that. I'm not locking it, but
the problem is their home games don't have any crowds.
Yeah, not yet.
So I'm on the under. I got a lot of locks in the AAC, so
it's close.
I'll hold tight, but it is close.
It is close. I'm with you guys.
All right, now we do jump over to those Rice Owls who went bowling at 5-7 last year.
This is my famous lock last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was the number they were supposed to get over?
I think it was 3.5 last year.
Nice.
I was like, come on, give me a break. They won 5.
Yeah. And they're sitting at 4.5 here. And although they did just lose their wideout, I'm drawing a blank on his name, to NC State.
Rosner.
Yeah.
Bradley
Rosner. The JT Daniels get pretty. It's not often you have a 5-star quarterback at Rice. Not since Tommy Kramer, in my opinion. I
don't even think they had stars back then.
Yeah, I give Tommy Kramer a 5-star at any time. Touchdown, Tom. 2-minute Tommy, baby. 2-minute Tommy. Folks.
How do you get that name?
Not a name you loved in college.
Look, the non-con at Texas, home to Houston, home to Texas Southern, and home to UConn. UConn, it's like they left the AAC, but they're still in it. It's like, yeah, we don't want to play in the championship game, but we'll schedule all you guys. Guys, they are capable of beating Houston on September 9th.
I want to go 2-2. I think they're either going to get Houston or UConn.
I'll join.
Give me one of those.
I'll join you. 2-2 in the non-con. Patty?
Is JT Daniels like going to deliver for them, or is he just going to get injured in week 1?
That is true. That is the scary thought is like the UConn game is on October 7th. There's a high chance
He'll
that
be
he's
done
not
by then.
Yeah.
Texas, Houston, and ECU.
I give it no. By the time, he won't make it out of September, right? Should we set odds on that?
Yeah.
By September 30th.
I would say 70-30. He's injured for the season by the end of September.
That makes that UConn game probably a loss. I'm still saying 2-2, but something hilarious to monitor.
Non-conference is Texas at Texas, home to Houston, home to Texas Southern, and home to UConn. How the fuck did they get 3 home games? Nice job, Rice. I'll say 1-3. You're out of your mind.
2-2, baby.
Who? It's obviously Texas Southern.
I think they could get Houston
or UConn. Give me one of those two.
What was that Houston game last year? I feel like that was a game last year. 34-27. It was a 7-point game, and that was at Houston. Now they got to go to the Rice Bowl.
I got the Rice Bowl.
Come on.
I got to admit, Rice is off my radar. You know, that's fucking incredible that they played them that close. Maybe I got to start paying attention.
They're a bowl team last year. Bowl team. Let's go. 2-2. Patty C's got them 1-3. The conference play starts at Raymond James Stadium. Then they host the East Carolina. Come on. Then they get a bye week. Then they're at H.A. Chapman Stadium. And then they're home to the Tulane Green Wave with Willie Fritz. Guys, I think they're definitely better than South Florida and Tulsa. They're going to have to win those road games, but Tulsa lost everybody, dude. I don't think you understand how empty the chamber is at Tulsa. Like,
I don't care. You have to go to USF and to Tulsa. They're not
2 places where no home crowds show up.
Yeah,
those aren't daunting road games.
No, I'm saying there's still road games against similarly talented teams. And then you're gonna laugh at me here, but
no, don't you fucking.
Can they beat ECU at home?
They can't beat ECU.
They're certainly not beating Tulane even at home, but maybe in Rice Stadium they get the Pirates. No, I don't think so.
2-2.
I say 1-3.
It's kind of a weird trip. Rice at ECU. This is conference realignment, right? Like who would have thought we would ever have?
No. But this is ECU at Rice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. That's right. Well, either way, who would have thought ECU would travel down to Rice?
Yeah. It is.
Why is there a team called Rice in the first place?
Is
there a less intimidating team in all of college football?
I like the name Rice.
Than the Rice Owls.
Let's go.
The fuck out of here. Okay.
So I
have them at 2-2 in that stretch.
So we got them at 4-4. Patty C has them at 2-6.
Mm-hmm.
Hater. Then final stretch, home to SMU, at UTSA, at Charlotte, home to Florida Atlantic. That's brutal.
Tough little stretch.
I'll give them 1 out of there. 5-7.
I'm with you. Give me the over.
Get out of here. I got them 3-9 and lock it up.
Dude, this team has talent. They got people from USC, people from Michigan.
I think Patty C is sleeping on their talent. Me and CJ
I think so.
I did it last year. I slept on them. So, take what I say with a grain of rice on this one.
Okay. Folks, look, before we get to the next team, I want to tell you that the college football experience AAC season preview. So we got JT Daniels injury report up. We're brought to you by Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon. Yeah, make sure to check out our Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon to get access to exclusive contests, including the NFL win totals contest with the $1,000 first place prize. The guys just recorded their first gambling podcast, stories podcast, just for patrons, where they were chronicling the birth of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Yes. There's even a Discord channel just for the patrons. The Sports Gambling Podcast has and always will give out their picks for free, so don't get it twisted. The Patreon is just a great way to support the network and fight back against all that corporate gambling bullshit they're throwing out there. You know what I mean? SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Patreon. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. August is almost over, and you know what that means. Time is running out for you to draft your fantasy football team on Underdog Fantasy. Get championship ready for your home league by trying out best ball on Underdog Fantasy. I highly recommend it. You can try out the if you're going to try it out, you might as well try it out with Underdog's Best Ball Mania tournament, the largest fantasy football contest of all time with $15 million of total prizes up for grabs, including an absurd $3 million going to the winner. Do you have what it takes to win? Huh? What are you doing, folks? The time is now. Look, and the last day to draft your fantasy football teams is September 7th, so the time really is now. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com and find them in the App Store and sign up with the promo code SGPN to get your first deposit doubled up to $100. Once again, the UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we are back on the college football experience. AAC season preview. And we're just rattling off. We're just having a good old time here as Patty C's locking up things. Guys, let's hop on over to the next team. The Tulsa Golden Hurricane with the win total of sitting at 4.5. And I'll start things off with this. I will lock up the under on the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. They lost everybody. This is a slam dunk to me.
I disagree.
This is a slam.
What do you think about the hire with Kevin Wilson?
It's
made
a
no
great
sense.
fucking hire.
Made
What are you
no
talking
sense.
Is it?
From North Carolina. Like, I thought he did a good job at Indiana. I thought he shouldn't have been fired at Indiana.
1-11, 4-8, 5-7, and then 4-8 again. But 6-7, 6-6. He steadily improved them. He could coach offense. He took Ohio State to the national championship.
Do that.
That's true.
But my thing is like the cupboard is fully fucking empty. They weren't aggressive enough in the portal, and every other player that was good on their team is now starting elsewhere. So I have major red flags on the Golden Hurricane.
Only 9 returning starters, 4 on offense, 5 on defense. This is a pretty close to a complete rebuild.
Not only that, the schedule I feel like is challenging. Let's get to it. The non-con. They should win this game because Arkansas Pine Bluff's ass. They're also breaking in a new head coach. So they should be 1-0. So all you need is 4 more wins. 4 more wins, Patty. Problem is they head to Husky Stadium in Seattle, Washington. Then they're hosting the Oklahoma Sooners, and then they're at Northern Illinois. I got them 1-3 in the non-con.
That Northern
I
Illinois.
agree.
Yeah.
What did Northern Illinois do last year?
They
sucked. They were what, 3-9?
Well, that's because Rocky Lombardi got out for the year. He's back.
Rocky Lombardi's back, but what
happened?
Don't fade the round mound of touchdown.
Yeah, and don't forget that last time he was healthy, they won the MAC.
Look, I love Tommy Hammock as much as anyone on earth, but they just weren't a very good team.
Almost beat Kentucky.
Well, that's a tough road trip.
Yeah, that is a really tough road trip.
Meanwhile, let's talk about Tulsa last year.
Their team is gone.
3-point loss at Wyoming. Hey, it's a program, dude. A 7 or 8-point loss at Ole Miss. A 10-point loss against Cincinnati. They got fucking killed by Navy, admittedly. 11-point loss. Look, the only 14-point loss against Tulane. They're a much better program than their record indicates, or a team. Yes, they lost a lot, but I think the program. You guys are weighing a little too heavily on.
Well, can we talk about this?
Last year's.
Can we talk about Northern Illinois?
Performance.
Northern Illinois, who lost their starting quarterback, right, for the season, and their starting wideout for the season. They lost to Kentucky by 8 at Kentucky. They lost to Vandy by 10. Vandy was a 5-win team that beat Florida.
Kentucky, they're talking about fucking average
Kentucky's
football.
better than Ole Miss.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Nick, who's better, Kentucky or Ole Miss?
Comparable.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay.
What are you?
I'm not sure how this is switched to that debate, but
what are you selling here? This team is better. They're losing in the call, but we can wager on that too.
I'll say 2-2.
Wow.
You say 1-3, Nick?
I do.
Definitely 1-3. I feel great about 1-3. Now conference play starts. They're home to the Temple Owls. Who have EJ Warner? Every fucking team in the AAC is an Owl. You got FAU, Rice, and Temple. This is fantastic.
Thursday night in Philly.
No, in Tulsa.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's in Tulsa. You're right.
This is winnable.
Tulsa's home field advantage is pretty much nothing.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
agree with that.
That stadium's awesome.
But the outsiders are fucking intimidating. They got the snappity snap.
Yeah.
Come on.
Look, I'll even try to. You want to give them a win here? I can give them a win, even though I don't think so. I think Temple's ahead of schedule. So I would say, I would take Temple over. Yeah, I'm not giving them this win, but I think that it's a far trip. So if I was to build another win here, I could see it. Nick?
I don't know. I'm gonna go 0-4 in this stretch here.
Yeah,
this
so
middle
they're home to
stretch.
Temple, at Florida Atlantic. They get a bye week. They're home to Rice, at SMU.
Maybe
agree.
they get a home game.
Give me the Temple game. Give me the Temple game as
Okay.
well.
I
Yeah.
disagree with.
Okay.
I'm giving Temple and Rice as wins. Rice, granted,
I think Temple and Rice are just flat out better right now.
I do
Rice
too.
is
I do
coming off
too.
a bye, right? But
You know who's got a 5-star quarterback,
so
Patty
is,
C?
so is Tulsa. I don't give a fuck about
Yeah, you
JT
do.
Daniels. Try and
What
pay
about
me in that
EJ
corner.
Warner? What about EJ Warner?
EJ Warner
He's
is
a fucking stud.
okay. He's a good
Yeah.
quarterback, but they're coming halfway across the country. Look, I got him 4-4 through 8
You're
games.
crazy. I can't.
Wow.
Crazy. You're
Okay, then the remaining 4 is home to Charlotte, at Tulane, home to North Texas, at ECU. Folks, I got this team as a 2-win team. I think they're going 2-10 this year.
I think maybe they get Charlotte in that stretch. I could see 3 wins. Surprise me somewhere else, get to 4. You ain't getting to 5. So let me lock that up with you.
Yes,
Kobe.
lock it up, buddy. I honestly think this might be my favorite play of all of college football.
Wow.
I mean, I question your fucking.
If
thought
you
process.
if you knew how many players left, I just did the team preview. They have nobody. They're starting people that like. The cupboard is fucking empty, dude.
I think that means less. That I guess that's the point. I think that means less than you guys think it means. I think culture means more than starts. You know?
Then why aren't you on Biff Poggi?
I think that. Wait, what do you mean by that?
No, because it's a similar situation to Biff Poggi then, because you're trusting Kevin Wilson, which I think Kevin Wilson. It was a strange hire to me because he
has proven himself to be a pretty damn good offensive coordinator over time. Now he's in the head coaching spot.
Well, just he didn't really fit in Oklahoma to me. I didn't understand why he's going to Oklahoma.
Sure, but I don't think that has
Good coach is a good coach.
Yeah,
any
A
impact.
good coach can win a
still, but why
Anywhere.
take that gig?
Because you
If
need
you're
a
Ohio
gig.
State's OC, you can get a lot of other gigs.
That's probably true.
Yeah,
You probably could have done.
it
a
was
lot
just
better.
puzzling a little bit to me. Lock it up, guys. I just think
Look. I think they're 6-6. I think this is a bowl team in Tulsa.
Well, then I smell a lock battle. I mean, maybe if you had them winning 5 games and just barely, clearing that 4.5 hurdle, then okay. But if you have winning 6, then you should feel pretty damn comfortable.
6-3 2 years ago, beating Mississippi State or losing by 2. Sorry, to Mississippi State in the bowl game. 6-0 in conference. 7-6 2 years ago.
buddy, but Philip Montgomery's at Auburn. He's a great coach. He should have never got fired.
He is a good coach.
Patty C, do you want to dance?
Let's dance. I'll lock it up. I'll lock.
There we
it
go.
fucking over.
Okay, there we go. All right, now
Speaking of dance, I get so sick of you Dant brothers fucking trying to lock against me. I'll do this dance thing all day. I'm gonna take
buddy,
a shotgun here.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you.
we got a lock battle going on here. We got the Dant brothers on the under with the Tulsa Golden Hurricane and Patty C locking up the over 4.5 with the Golden Hurricane.
Good people of Oklahoma, I hope you recognize that I am your champion. Okay, and the Dant brothers hate Oklahomans.
I love Oklahoma, and I love Tulsa, Oklahoma, but
Never
You know
been.
what you love
Yeah.
about Oklahoma?
what's that?
It means Redskins, and you're a Redskins guy, and Nick,
Yes.
you're a Redskins guy.
Yes.
Bring back the Redskins. Anyway,
Yes,
let's keep
yes.
it going.
It does. It does mean Redskins. People don't know that. They're like, yeah. Anyway, well, this one is just laughable here. The Temple Owls sitting at 5 wins. Whew. All of a sudden, man, I'll be honest. Stan Drayton was better than I thought he would be in year 1, despite them having a terrible defense. They moved that rock. That offense moved the ball, especially I feel like once they made that switch to Warner, man. And now the win total is at 5. So Vegas is saying they're either going to be, they could be a bowl team right there. I mean, shit. Rice made a bowl at 5-7 last year. So maybe Temple can be this year's Rice. The non-con, home to Akron. Akron's getting 10 points, by the way. Bet that right now, folks. And bet Akron plus 10, by the way. They're at Rutgers, then they're home to Norfolk State, and then they're home to the Miami Hurricanes in a weird fucking game.
It's a nice start.
Guys, I got them 1-3 in the non-con. Maybe 2-2. Maybe 2-2.
Yeah, that Akron game
Yeah.
is a coin flip.
I'm going 2-2. I like what Drayton's doing there. You know, they just won 3 games last year, but that offense should be pretty damn nice. Now the defense, not so much. But,
They
I
brought
like the offense.
Brought in Everett Withers to run the defense. Patty C's boy.
Come on.
Yeah.
Jamie, you in the house.
I mean, I think 2-2 is achievable. They could beat Akron, but I think that is a 50.
Joe Hackney says Temple's win total matches the total amount of people who will go to their games. And Joe's the proponent of Northeast football. Joe, you're proving my point.
No, but I blame Temple though, because they could play at the MLS stadium right there.
Playing that filthy.
And they go to the link where you need like 80,000 to fill that thing up, and it's
not a filthy dome. Sorry, it's
a filthy NFL stadium. That's a corporate. That's like going to like Ruby Tuesdays. All right, go get a good meal at the MLS stadium. Play your games at the build a stadium on campus too. Use some of that Cosby roofie money. All right. I got them 1-3. I'm going 1-3 in the non-con.
Let me ask you this. Rutgers, they only lost by 2 last year.
But they got to go to the shot.
Who cares about Piscataway?
No, at least they get
it's
some
a little
fans.
harder.
Yeah.
It's a little harder, but still, I think E.J. Warner, a year older.
No, you're right. Okay, I'll say they get a second game.
Joe Moorhead, they're not going to beat Rutgers on the road. The question is, are they going to beat Akron at home?
They could. They really could. It's going to be a close game.
I lean 2-2.
Saquon Barkley's brother was at Temple last year. He just transferred to Akron, so Akron's got some inside Iggy on how this Owl offense works. I'm gonna go 1-3. Nick,
2-2.
Okay, now we start conference play at H.A. Chapman on a Thursday night, September 28th, against the Golden Hurricanes. Then they're home to UTSA. Then they're at North Texas, and then home to SMU. All these Texas schools and Oklahoma schools. They get 4 straight Oklahoma and Texas schools. Look, it comes down to the Tulsa game to me. And I think they can win that. I think they're losing the other 3.
It's a tough stretch. I'm going to say 1-3.
I'm going to say 0-4.
So I got them so we have them at the same record.
I don't know. North Texas, they could beat, but maybe they get
Texas
one.
went to the CUSA championship last year.
What was their record, though?
Like 6-6, 7-5, something like that. Yeah.
I think Temple is going to surprise a couple teams this year.
E.J. Warner can fling the rock.
Yeah, dude. His final 4 or 5 games, he was throwing like multiple 400-yard games.
Yeah. Maybe I give him a second. I'll be kind and give him a second. 2-6.
So then the final 4 is home to Navy, at South Florida, at UAB, and home to the Memphis Tigers. I think, you know what? Memphis is going to lose that game on November 25th because that's way too cold in Philly. And no one will be there. That will be the one that they get. And they probably get South Florida too. So I actually probably have them going 4-8, 5-7.
Yeah, I want to give them 2 games in that stretch, and that would put me at 5-7, right where the line's at.
I'll lean under though.
I'm gonna lean under also because I don't know if they can double their wins from last year.
That's a tall ask. Under. I got them 4-8 max, 3.5 wins.
Here's a question I got you because I'm going under. Is E.J. Warner for Temple next year, or he was a freshman last year? Is the SEC or Big Ten money going to just go out there and buy E.J. Warner? But his dad's...
Well, the thing is, his dad's rich. Yeah. He might not need it unless he wants to make his own money.
Well, what is his loyalty to Temple? Like, is there there's no family tie? I don't know what the history there is, but...
Yeah. Well, they gave him a chance because it wasn't like he was a top-notch recruiter or something.
Yeah.
I mean, if he is an impeccably
his dad was working at
high character individual.
His dad was working at a grocery store. Maybe get some 401k from that grocery store. Folks, Patty C's about to do a Jaeger bomb, about to shotgun a beer. But buddy, if you're gonna do it, you do it now. All right.
Give me a fucking ad read so I can get this shit ready.
I can't. I've already ran through all the ads.
All right, well, I'll get it ready. You talk about the next 10.
Look, if you want to give us money to read an ad, hit us up.
Boom! I'm a pro. That's JMU.
The very next team, and this is just Trent Dilfer and UAB. You want to talk about, Nick? We've talked about this on this show. How we think Colorado and Wisconsin and Texas A&M are all must watch because the Texas A&M coaching situation. Right. Wisconsin going to the air raid. Colorado with just a fucking gigantically brand new team. Can we add UAB to the mix? I have no fucking idea what to expect from the UAB Blazers this year. We have a guy.
I know you don't like me making, separations between P5 and G5, but if you're looking at G5 must watch, I think UAB should be on that list because they've been a very good team for the last 3 or 4 years, and they made that hire out of freaking left field, and especially with Trent Dilfer having the name that he does, Super Bowl winning quarterback, it's going to be interesting no matter what happens.
Well, when things transpire the way they did, I think we all was he second or first? I think we had him behind we had him first. No, we had him unanimous first. Bill Clark as the best coach.
He's a very good coach
in the conference, and then shit just spiraled.
Well, no, he had a health thing. He left, and the OC took over, and now he's at
Ryan
New Mexico.
Vincent.
Yeah. The non-con for UAB.
I think they just
but they're talented, man. I like that roster. I thought that roster was good. When I would watch UAB over the past couple of years, I'm like, they got guys, right?
I like Jermaine Brown Jr.
Yeah. So the non-con is North Carolina A&T on Thursday, next Thursday, and that they're breaking in a new head coach, former Bill Parcells linebacker Vincent Brown from the New England Patriots. Then they are at Georgia Southern, taking on Clay Helton. Then they're home to Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, and then they're at the Georgia Bulldogs. I'll say 2-2, maybe 1-3.
I think I have to go 1-3 here.
They could beat Louisiana. No, I'm taking them 2-2.
Sure, they could, but I don't know.
I think they're a better roster than Louisiana, and it's at Penetrope Stadium.
But I'm gonna go 1-3.
2-2. What are you doing there?
It gets me every day. So this team was 7-6 last year. What did they do in the non-con last year? They put it on Alabama A&M 59-0. Close loss at Liberty by 7. Conquered Georgia Southern, and then what was that? Middle Tennessee, or were they still in?
No, Middle Tennessee was in the conference.
LSU. They lost 41-10. Okay, so throw that one away. Look, I think I give them a win between Georgia Southern and Louisiana, especially at home against the Raging Cajuns. I got them 2-2.
Yeah, and Joe Hackney says if the Trent Dilfer experiment works, think about I would say the Trent Dilfer and Deion Sanders experiment. If that works,
at least Deion has a couple years coaching college football.
Yeah, that's true. Eddie George though might be another one you could.
I have no reason to shotgun this beer right now, but I want to shotgun one for Trent Dilfer and teams willing to experiment on coaches. Shout out to Deion Sanders. Shout out to Trent Dilfer. Here we go.
There we go. There you go.
I feel like he's grasping at straws for reasons to shotgun beers.
Like
this is a college experience. Hey, this is a college experiment. You know, sometimes you got to try this shit.
2-2 in the non-con. The conference play, after Georgia, unfortunately, they go to Tulane. That's a brutal back-to-back. Home to South Florida, at UTSA, home to Memphis. That's brutal. I got them 1-3 there.
The fact that you're playing at Tulane and at UTSA is rough. Yes. I think I agree. 1-3.
Well, those are given losses.
I think Memphis is better than them right now.
Yes, or between USF and Memphis, even at home, I don't know. They're distinctly better than USF right now.
I'm at 2-6 right now, which is a rough start to the Dilfer era. I hope I'm wrong because I like seeing UAB good.
3-5.
I got them 3-5 as well.
3-5. Then after the bye week, they are home to Florida Atlantic, at Navy, home to Temple, and at North Texas. You know what's crazy is all of those are winnable.
They are.
Like I'll say
3-1.
I don't know, man. I like FAU this year, and that's two tough road trips. Give me 2 there.
I'll say 2 as well. So that puts me at
tops
5. What's the win total? 5.
Puts me at 4. I'm squarely on the under. I don't see 6.
I'll lean over.
I'm on the over.
Yeah.
In general, this conference has a lot of brand new head coaches. A lot of kind of obscure hires. Or kind of, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of big question marks with teams.
Biff Poggi, Trent Dilfer. I got to give it to him. They're for this. Is
7 new hires, by the way. Right. 7 new hires within the AAC.
Alex, it's kind of hard to break these teams down.
Yeah. Folks, hang on. We're gonna jump on over to the B side. So stay tuned. All right, we are back on the college football experience. This is the B side. Go listen to the A side where we broke down the Rice Owls, the South Florida Bulls, the Temple Owls, the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, the Charlotte 49ers, and the UAB Blazers. We are going from lowest win total to highest, as now we jump over to the disrespect. The East Carolina Pirates, 5.5 is the win total.
This is ridiculous. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you make love to your wife to that song?
Great
you
song.
need to.
Yeah.
Great question, Patty C.
I mean, a little
Well, at
personal.
first he said, "Do you make love to your wife?" No, he didn't even have it to that song.
I
Like,
hope
no,
so.
we just
No,
we just
it's
got
just-
married for the
Yeah.
tax breaks.
Put the sheet
Yeah.
sheet between us. You guys soak is what you do.
Dude, but before we get too far into
Is
ECU,
what I'm saying. Okay.
okay, so before we get too far into ECU, dude, their schedule is rough.
Well, if you want to be great, you gotta be.
Who
Aggressive.
do you think are the top 4 teams in the American?
I would say.
I would argue.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I would say Tulane. Tulane. Well, if you're not including ECU, because I have ECU as a top 4 team.
I would say Tulane, UTSA, FAU, and SMU. Those are my top 4.
You might be able to throw Memphis. Mix. Yeah.
I don't throw Memphis in the
Okay.
mix. I gave you my top 4. ECU plays all 4 of them.
And we're not afraid.
And look at their out of conference.
Yeah. Yeah.
They could go 1-3 out of conference.
Don't sleep on the Gardner Webb running Bulldogs, buddy.
Okay, they could go 0-4
playoffs.
out of conference.
Yeah. No, that's not going to happen because they're going to beat the piss out of Marshall, just like we did last time we went up to their little meth fucking town. All right. We're going to go. So week 1.
let's not talk shit about towns. All right.
I'm joking.
Coming from ECU and Greenville, let's not.
I
talk
love
shit about
Marshall.
towns.
I love Marshall, but you know what? I got to do shtick when I'm on ECU. All right. I'm looking at real
All
estate.
right,
Marshall.
all right.
I'm
I've never
looking
been
at- yeah.
I've never been to Greenville. Give me an appraisal of the town, the vibe of
Scattered ass running all around. All right. No, let's go. So the non-con is at Michigan, home to Marshall, at App State, home to Gardner Webb. I got them 3-1.
1-3.
I think so I got them beating Marshall and Appalachian State and Gardner Webb.
God, you're an idiot.
Why?
1-3.
Honestly, we won at Marshall.
Maybe 2-2. Maybe 2-2.
3-1.
ECU rated in the transfer portal. Clayton Holler's gone. Their 2 top receivers gone. Top running back gone.
Stop it. The run game, Marlon Gunn and Reggie Harris. You act like Harris wasn't a 1,000-yard rusher 2 years ago. And then Mason Garcia is the highest recruit in the history of ECU football. At the quarterback spot, he comes in. Also, Jalen Johnson at the wide receiver spot, a Georgia Bulldog transfer.
It's real close. It is real close. It's between 1-3 and 2-2. And I think they're going to lose at App State pretty much no matter what. It matters if they beat Marshall or at home or not. I'll lean 2-2, but it's like 51-49.
3-1.
You're out of your fucking mind. Everyone stop listening to what Colby
We're
has to say
going
at
to
this
the
point.
fucking Rock. You act like come on. They're gonna go into App and beat the piss out of those guys. All right. Okay. Then first 4 conference games at Rice, win. Bye week, home on a Thursday night at Rowdy at the Dowdy for this little SMU team that wants to just buy their way into the ACC. How about you buy your way into Greenville first, you little sissies? All right, because we're gonna beat the piss out of your little fucking wannabe Calgary fucking Stampeders. All right,
They might.
yeah.
They might beat them.
Then the Charlotte 49ers and Biff Poggi. A little scared of that game. Then they head to that filthy dome that Moses Malone helped build to take on UTSA. I got them 3-1 again.
I'm going to give them 2-2 here.
I'm going to give them 2-2 as well, but it might be 3-1.
Pat Kappa says Keaton Mitchell's showing out preseason. So is Holton Ahlers.
He's a baller. So I'm at 3-5.
So I'm at
4-4.
6-2.
Yeah, I'm at 4-4. Okay.
So I'm on the over. We should lock this.
The number is what?
5.5.
Okay.
All right. The remaining
Home
schedule.
stretch.
Home to Tulane, where Tulane lost the last time they came to Greenville 2 years ago. Let's go. Then they're at Florida Atlantic and Boca Raton. Then they're at Navy and home to the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes.
2 wins. 5-7 under.
No,
you're stupid.
3-1.
3-0, or 3-1. Yeah. I got him at 7-5. What do you got him?
I got him at 9-3, playing in the AAC Championship.
We got a wide range here.
All right.
Wait, Nick, you said the record was going to be what?
He's got 5-7.
5-7. I said 7-5. You said 9-3.
Yeah,
I'm the right one here. They're going to be 7-5. But that is the over by a wide margin because the number's 5.5.
So lock it.
I feel like I will because Mike Houston is my guy too.
Patty C, join me. It's a lock party. Let's go. NC Nick, what's wrong with what's happening to you down there in Carolina?
He's jealous. He's jealous.
I'm close to the program, right? I'm an hour away from Greenville.
Mason Garcia, buddy.
He's an
you're gonna watch that Michigan game. Well, you probably won't because it's on Peacock. But
that's true.
You're gonna see the highlights. You're gonna say this Mason Garcia kid can play. All right, let's go.
Honestly, I do believe trust in Mike Houston's a good thing entering year 5. I just wish last year would have went a little bit better because everything. I mean, that was the culmination. Everything should have went to like a 8, 9, 10 win season. They were very close to that.
Well,
they lost
no,
very close games.
The kicker cost him like 5 games,
right?
So we brought in Jerry Rice.
But this is a little bit of a rebuild season, so I don't love the underplay, but that's my lean.
Let me see. Lenore Ryan 7-3, 9-3, 13-2. JMU, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Citadel 5-7, 9-4. ECU 4-8, 3-6, which is the same winning percentage. Okay, and then 7-5, 8-5. They're getting better, and that's what he does. He builds.
He loves the line of scrimmage.
Programs
Even this year,
on every aspect. Wide receivers, quarterback, line of scrimmage, special teams. He just slowly builds, and I think it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah, I agree. Folks, look, before we get to the next team, I want to tell you that the College Football Experience is brought to you by DraftKings. You've waited all year long, and the time has finally arrived. College football is back, and so are the traditions, so are the tailgates, and so are the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. I told you, I already like the over in the San Jose State USC game. I know they got the running clock. I don't give a shit. Give me the over on that 63.5, or I don't know if that's out there. When I looked this morning, all I saw was 64. I'm moving lines here. Either way, take the over. Folks, kick off the season with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use the promo code DGEN. That's DEGEN. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet, only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code DGEN. That's DEGEN. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net in partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Racetrack. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly. In Connecticut, help is available. Problem with gambling, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 years or older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Look, buying tickets to your favorite event should not be that stressful. So, Game Time's a fast and easy way to buy tickets to all sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun that you'll be having. Look, forget planning months in advance. Game Times has they have deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price, all right? If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Whew. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, terms apply, but the redeeming code CFBX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, we are back on the College Football Experience AAC Season Preview. And now we're going to talk about, so the locks are flowing here. I got 3 locks already. think out of 7 teams that we've done. Let's jump on over to a team that for somehow can NC Nick, can you explain to me why Navy's win total is a full game higher than ECU's? Let me get this straight. They have rules set against them where they can no longer do the thing they've been doing since like the beginning of time. And also they're breaking in a brand new head coach.
17 returning starters compared to 10.
Well, who gives a shit?
That's the only argument I got.
Like they were winning last year.
That's the only argument I got.
Okay.
I'm on the under with Navy if that makes you feel better.
I mean, their defense is good. They're bringing in the Kennesaw State offensive coordinator. They do have like 30 bye weeks because they play week 0.
Still, the non-conference isn't that easy.
Yeah, the non-con is this Saturday in Dublin, Ireland against Notre Dame. And then they get a bye week, and then they're home to the Wagner Seahawks, who are terrible. That's one of the worst FCS schools.
That's their win. That's their built-in win.
Then they're home to Air Force on October 21st. And then they are taking on the Army Black Knights in Foxborough on December 9th. I have them 2-2 in the non-con.
I'm 1-3.
Let me double check. It was Notre Dame, Wagner. Who was the third?
They're home to Air Force, and then they have the neutral against Army.
You have them beating Army.
I just think between Army or Air Force, they'll get one.
Air Force has been really good. I don't think they're getting that one, although those games
they're all like a field goal game, dude.
We just don't know how this new coach is going to be. Again, another brand new head coach that, and let's be honest. Like last year, we were saying like we weren't fans of how he became head coach.
Yeah, snake in the grass. But Bobby Petrino's been a snake in the grass plenty of times,
and he still wins games.
He's going to win a national championship with A&M this year, maybe.
Newberry, look, Navy 2-2 in the last 4, although only 2-5 in the last 7. So I think I think Monken's got the edge on him. I think who's our guy in Fort Collins? Calhoun. I think
Fort Collins
or
Colorado
Springs. Look, I got him 1-3 in the non-con as well.
I think the question is, all those returning starters, like, are they with Newberry?
Yeah, I mean, here's my.
I think the locker room's a big question.
Yeah, but I also I interviewed Calhoun, and he did not seem bullish on his team for this year. Losing Hazik Daniels and Brad Roberts and some of those defensive players made me. I thought he would be a lot more confident. Now maybe that's his nature, and he does that every year. I don't
just
know.
Be coach talk.
Yeah,
right.
But I definitely came away from that thinking like, oh, he's not very high on his team this year.
I'm gonna say this is year 1 as Colby with an official league pass. More so than I think it's.
I'm going to learn if they're just gassing me because Calhoun's personality, obviously,
This is a fun part of the process right here.
But I got them 2-2. So you got them 1-3, Nick?
We both got them 1-3.
Okay. The conference play, they're at Memphis in the Liberty Bowl. Memphis has had their number lately. Then they get a bye week. They're home to USF, home to North Texas, and then at Charlotte. Man, that is a nice schedule, though, because
it's a nice stretch for sure.
They get like 2 weeks break. Wagner is that bad, where they have 2 weeks to study Memphis film. Then they get a bye week before taking on Golesh and USF, and then you're home for North Texas and then at Charlotte. They
might go 4-0.
They could go 4-0. I'll say. I'm going to say 2-2. Good.
Yeah, I kind of want to go 2-2.
All those games are tough.
I kind of want to go 3-1. I think it's a disrespect.
But North Texas,
USF was 1-11 last year. They get them at home off a bye. That should be a win.
Yes, that should be a win.
North Texas is North Texas, and they got to come halfway across the country.
But it's not going to be cold then.
It's not going to be cold then. But I would lean Navy on that most of the time. And then Charlotte sucked ass last year.
I'm not going to lean Navy against North Texas. North Texas has been good for the past couple of years.
Look, I'm giving them 3-1.
I can see it. I don't think it's crazy, but
maybe 2-2. It's tough. It's close.
Yeah. So I got them then sitting there at 4-4. Nick, you have them at what? 3-5?
Yeah.
Once again, the win total is 6.5. The remaining 4 conference games at Temple after they had a bye leading up to it. Then home to UAB, home to ECU, and at SMU. They could be 2-2.
Yeah.
No,
6-6.
I'm going to say 1-3 in that last stretch.
Yeah, they could easily be. I'm on the under, though. You need 7 wins.
Yeah.
Show me 7 wins here.
Look, this is super happy so far, but I feel like
there's a lot of value in this conference, man.
Yeah.
Look, hold on. So show me 7 wins here. Wagner, let's say Wagner, USF, North Texas is 3, Charlotte 4, Temple 5, UAB 6, Army 7, I guess, but they have to be perfect in all those, man.
No, there's no
Yeah.
I'm going to lock it.
Yeah.
I'm going to lock the under.
Patty C locking the under on the midshipman. You sank his battleship. NC Nick, you going to join him?
I don't think so. I mean, I had 5 and 7, but Navy's a weird team, and they have a lot of returning talent, and maybe they will buy into Newberry. So
they have 4 bye weeks if you add in the bye week before Army.
That's true. Good point.
Last 3 years, 3 and 7, 4 and 8, 4 and 8. With a new coach, do we think they're going to take
they need to hit 7?
3-game step forward?
I could see 6 and 6 in their bowl.
Lock it up.
Yeah, I think it's a solid play. You might talk me into it by the end of this episode if I'm feeling good. Let's jump on over and talk about the next win total, the North Texas Mean Green, with the same win total, Patty C. Eric Morris agency comes in as he was the former offensive coordinator of Washington State.
This team went to the conference championship. This is the stupidest fucking school and fan base in the whole country.
What I love is this. Here's what I love. Normally you see this. So normally you see a scenario like, perfect example would be Tennessee. They fire Jeremy Pruitt. They self-impose this shit. They're not going to go back to the Saban tree, right? They go and get Josh Heupel from Mike Leach and Art Briles tree, right? North Texas. So Seth Luttrell, you've been all right for us, but you're fired. And guess what? We're going back to the Leach tree and bringing in Morris. It baffles me a little bit. I'm like, wait a second. You had a Mike Leach guy, and you got another Mike Leach guy, and you're our
most successful coach in school history. We're gonna fire you and bring in the same exact guy as you.
It's just a little puzzling. I know Luttrell liked to run the ball more, but
you know what I like though? What I like is that they have 15 returning starters. Typically, when you see coaching turnover, you see players hit the portal, very, very quickly, and you don't see this kind of experience coming back. So Eric Morris did a good job recruiting his own players at North Texas, and you know what? Apparently, he sold them something that they're buying because they're coming back. Which I think you have high hopes for them if you're in Denton?
Yeah, Denton, Texas. Let's get to the non-con here because home to Cal. Now, they could win that. The only thing that gives me a little bit of hesitation there is it's Eric Morris' first game as a head coach here. But
that's the only thing. It's not that Cal's been a pretty decent.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying they're hosting Cal, man. That's a little bit different than your traditional stuff there. So hosting Cal, then
Cal's stupid.
Yeah, then they're at the airport taking on Mike McIntyre and the Panthers. They still have a couple of those CUSA friends because the very next week they're at.
They didn't get the memo.
Yeah, the memo. Didn't you join a new conference?
Right, you're playing at those teams.
Yeah,
like what the hell?
Yeah, and then you get a bye week and you're home to Abilene Christian, who's not a bad FCS either. I could see 3-1 though.
This team is tricky.
I kind of want to go 3-1.
They only lost to Boise in the bowl game by 3 points.
They're good, dude. They're not bad.
I don't know what to make of North Texas. There's a huge part of me, and maybe this is the opposite of what you guys do. You guys give more credence to their recent performance. I give more credence to their historical performance.
Well, I mean, Hayden Fry used to coach there in the 70s. They had Minjo Green.
Well, even then, they've done really well. Like last 5 years, 9-5, 9-4, 4-8, 4-6, 6-7. So not terrible.
Yeah.
But I still think of them as a terrible program. But you're right. Maybe 3-1 is possible. I'm going to say 2-2. What do you think?
I'm going to go 3-1, but it's very questionable.
Yeah, I can see it's either going to be 2-2 or 3-1.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say 4-0. The Mean Green fan out there might say 4-0. What is that? Caroline's only a 7-point spread.
That's unbelievable. That's
they're not going 4-0. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. So then the conference play in the AAC, the second conference play part of this schedule, is at Navy, home to Temple, at Tulane, home to Memphis. You know what, man? They could go 3-1 there because I think Memphis at North Texas, they're like the same team to me.
44-34 last year at the Liberty Bowl, they lost to Memphis.
Yeah.
If I have them going 3-1 in the first 4, I think I have to go 2-2 in the second.
I'll
4.
go 2-2 too. Give me the loss to Tulane and Memphis, but
5-3.
They could beat Navy.
They
I don't
didn't
know.
play Temple or Navy. Wait, are they new to this conference?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah.
All right, that makes sense. Wait, at Navy, Temple, at Tulane, hosting Memphis. Give me 1 and 3.
I'll say 2, and then the remaining 4 home to UTSA. Remember, those games there's been some humdingers in this rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
At SMU, General Ford Stadium on November 10th, and then at Tulsa, home to UAB. Now, this is tricky. 2?
I got 2-2 there. I got them going 7-5 and just barely clearing it over.
I don't feel
Definitely don't feel good about this, though.
Yeah, I really don't. I'll say over, but
I got them at 4-7, 5-8. I got them on the under.
4-7, 4-8. You mean?
Or 4-8 rather.
Yeah.
4-7, 5-8.
If you have at 4-8 or 5-7, you might think about locking that.
Well, all right. Let me look.
That's 2 or 3 wins less
At
than
FIU and
Navy.
at Louisiana Tech. Maybe they lose one of those. They're losing to Cal at home, probably. They're beating Abilene Christian at home, right? At FAU, and I feel like they go 1-1 in that stretch on those 2 road games.
Could go 2-0. Those are
They
all-
could. They
yeah,
could easily
yeah.
go 2-0. But then at Navy, Temple, at Tulane, Memphis, I got them 2-2. I gave them 2 there. So that gives me 3 and 5. And then
No, 4. Because you have Abilene Christian and 1 game against FIU, so you have 4 wins at that point.
Okay, 4. And then Memphis, UTSA, SMU, and then Tulsa, UAB. I got them 1 and 3 there. I think they're 5-7. I think they're 5-7. The number's what?
You should lock it up. Then.
I've locked up so much, but fuck it. I'll keep
Lock it up again.
Patty C said, lock up the Mean Green and the Eric Morris Agency.
so much value in this conference. Now, their recent seasons have consisted of what? I feel like I just looked this up, but
Yeah, you did.
I'll
You
pull
just
the-
talked about it. But I have a lot of locks in this conference too. They remind me. This and the Mountain West, I think, are the ones I have the most locks in.
I don't yet, but I got a couple coming.
4-8, 4-6, 6-7 of the last 3 years, and they got a new coach this year, and they have to
But
win how
I
many?
think you're still running the same system though. I mean, it's not like a traditional.
Okay, but
Yeah.
even still, they have to win how many?
7 to hit.
Get the fuck out of here. I'll
Yeah.
lock it.
Oh, Patty C, lock it up, North Texas. Next up, we move to the Florida Atlantic Owls, who have a win total of 7.5. Casey Thompson was named the starting quarterback today.
Shocker.
Tom Herman, new head coach in Boca Raton. How do we feel about this Owl squad, NC Nick?
I like it, man. You got 18 returning starters. You got experience chart 5th in the country, 1st in this conference. You have a major upgrade at head coach, we would think, with Tom Herman.
Yeah.
And this team was 5-7 last year, but they had 4 one-score losses. I'm pretty high on FAU coming into this year.
I think I gave this away on the FAU preview, but the odds for them to win the conference, incredible. So let me load that up real quick because I believe you can get them at plus 600 to win the conference.
So they'd have to get to 8, and what were they last year? They were 5-7 last year.
Yeah.
You guys are locking that they get to 8.
Well, I'm probably going to lock it. Let's get to it. Let's talk about this non-con because the Monmouth Hawks, they don't have Tony Muskett anymore. He's a starter for the Virginia Cavaliers. Then they're hosting the Ohio Bobcats, who did win 10 games a season ago. But I actually got FAU 2-0 to start the season. And then they have 2 Power 5s back-to-back at Clemson and at Illinois. They probably lose both those. But the Illinois game could be a little tricky. But I got them 2-2 in the non-con. Patty?
1 and 3.
Nick?
Look, I like Ohio. Ohio beat them barely by like 2 points at home last year. I think FAU gets it this year, 2-2.
Yeah.
Curtis Rourke is coming back.
But Casey Thompson
That's true.
was not on FAU last year.
Yeah, he was on
Willie
Nebraska. Before that, he was on
Taggart.
Texas.
Yeah, what's his name's Herman's a way better coach than Taggart, right? Offensively, obviously.
Herman's incredible. He should have never got fired from Texas.
I mean, he's a good coach. He was an amazing coach at Texas.
Didn't he get fired in the season he won 10 games?
How many seasons did he get at Texas, though?
I don't know, but I thought he shouldn't have got fired. 2-2 in the non-con to start conference play. They get a bye week before this game, but they're home to Tulsa, at South Florida, home for homecoming against UTSA, at Charlotte. I'll be honest, this schedule's fucking great. They could go 4-0 there. I think that UTSA game is a 50-50 game. If it was
out of your mind,
I want to be cautious and go 3-1.
That's cautious.
You're not out of your mind. It's a home game.
UTSA has won 12 games the last 2 years or something.
Conference
they are
play on the road is never
better.
That's a close game.
Than fucking Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic was recruiting well too under Taggart, and I thought Herman did a great job in the portal. So I think that's a game. I think that's honestly a 50-50 game to me.
When was the last time they played UTSA?
I don't know. But
they didn't play them in the last 2 years. I can't track this conference because there's so many fucking teams moving around.
But I definitely have them favored in the other three: Tulsa, USF, and Charlotte. So that would put me at 5 wins right there, 5-3.
Same here.
And I certainly think
I got them at 3-5.
Then on the final stretch of the season, they are at UAB at Penetrope Stadium, home to ECU, home to Tulane, and at Rice. I think they could go 3-1 here, but I got them. So wait,
I have them at 3-1, which gets to 8 and an over.
Yeah, I think they're a contender to win the conference.
They play both UTSA and Tulane at home. I'm gonna say they get one of those.
No, they're definitely getting one of those. People think just because Tulane won the Cotton Bowl, Tulane played a shit ton of close games.
Right. They're gonna get one of those.
Yeah.
This is an 8 or 9 win team here.
This team lost a lot of close games last year. They lost at Ohio by 3. They lost at Purdue by 2. They lost at UTEP by 3. They lost against Western Kentucky in the bowl game by 1 in overtime. So maybe I'm being deceived by their record, but you guys have them so much better than I have them.
Yeah, well, I think go look at Tom Herman's history. You want to talk about an underrated coach?
Tom Herman's a good coach.
The talent's there too. I mean, this has always been a talented team. They just needed the right head coach.
Yeah.
I got them 1-3 in their first 4, which are all non-conference. I got them 1-3 in their second 4, and I got them 2-2 in their last 4. I got them 4-8.
That's crazy. I will bet you on that.
They were 5-7 last year, and
they're way better this year.
And their schedule's way harder this year. Wait. Their non-conference was what last year?
Look at that. There you go. So he was fired 7-3. Yeah. But
their non-conference was Charlotte, Ohio, Southeastern, and UCF last year. They went.
But last year doesn't really matter. They don't have Willie Taggart coaching them.
It's the
He's
similar.
the most penalized coach fucking every year.
But we're acting like Tom Herman's just gonna Urban Meyer here. He's not, just because he was on Urban Meyer's staff. Let me pull up Tom Herman's fucking record at Texas when they were the most talented team in the fucking conference.
Or why don't you look at them at Houston when he was at Houston and then he went to a New Year's Six game.
All right, let me pull up Tommy Old Herman at Houston, 13-1 year 1, great. 9-3 year 2. Okay, I give him credit for that. Then at Texas, 7-6, 10-4, 8-5, 7-3. This is not.
What do you mean 7-3? That was the COVID year.
That was his record.
I know, but I'm saying that's not a bad year that year. That means with if they have a 12-game season, they're probably going to go either 8-4,
9-3. Okay, sure. I'm just saying Tom Herman is not fucking Nick Saban walking in the door and just dominating everything. Yes, he has more talent, but the schedule's harder. They have at Clemson and at Illinois and a 10-3 Ohio team.
They're going to beat Ohio. I feel very confident about them.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm on the under.
Lock it up. Patty C's on the under. You locking it?
No,
I'm not. And I'm not locking the over. Either.
I'm not locking this.
It's a tough enough of a schedule.
Yeah. Okay, but I will lock this one. UTSA 7.5 is the win total. This is a lock,
of course.
Dundee, give me this all day.
What am I missing here?
Me and CJ Sullivan just broke down this team, and we were baffled at this because you look at the schedule for UTSA.
A couple. Maybe they go 1-3 in the non-con.
No. This team last year lost to Houston. They blew a 17-point lead against Houston.
Yeah, they're probably 2-2.
And guess what? Clayton Tune and Tank Dell are gone. I think they should be favored against Houston. They get Texas State in the non-con. They get Army at the Alamo Dome.
They might be 3-1.
And then they're at Tennessee. Me and Sullivan, go listen to that preview. But I did have them 3-1.
With
in the
Harris
non-con.
being this experienced, I almost want to lean 3-1 with you.
Yeah. Nick, what do you have them doing?
Let's do it. Let's go 3-1. I mean, it's either 2-2 or 3-1. And you know what? I'm a big fan of UTSA. Jeff Traylor's doing a fantastic job. Last 2 years, 12-2, 11-3. And look, yes, they step up to the AAC, but it's not the same AAC. So is it really as hard as the Conference USA was?
No, you're
maybe a little bit.
No, but you're also stepping up with like 7 other CUSA teams. So it's like
well, let's focus on the
that big of a
non-conference first. They're going to Houston this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that last year's game was in a dome. It's probably the same thing.
It's still like a 50-50 game, but I give a slight lean towards the UTSA.
What do you give them in the Army game?
I think they're going to destroy Army.
I give it 65-35 in their favor. So I guess 3-1.
Guess 3-1. Now, here's what's interesting. They don't play, and I'm already noticing they don't play SMU. They don't play Memphis. Great breaks for them in year 1. All right. To open up conference play, they get a bye week, but then they head to the Link to take on Temple. They're home to UAB, at Florida Atlantic, and home to ECU. I got them 3-1 here.
Where's the loss?
Either Florida Atlantic or ECU.
Yeah, the loss is at Florida Atlantic, not at home to ECU. I agree.
I mean, 4-0 is very much in the realm of possibilities, but I guess I'll roll with you guys. There's a loss maybe somewhere in there. The UAB, Florida Atlantic, ECU, there's 3 tough games in a row, and I guess even at Temple is a bit of a wild card, even off a bye.
So I got them sitting there at 6-2, and then you got gotta love the remaining schedule here. At North Texas, home to Rice, home to South Florida, and then at Tulane, which might be now here's what's interesting with that Tulane game, guys. They might sit players. You realize if Tulane's as good as what we're thinking, there could be a situation.
Well, this is
where
probably
this might be played again the very next week.
It's almost certain that that's going to be the case.
Well, I don't know. I think SMU, Memphis, and FAU and ECU could say something about that.
About that.
I don't know if any G5 guys sit players because they're still.
No, it happened in the
4.
Wait, we saw this happen. We saw this happen recently. Wait, so the 1 year Tulsa and Cincinnati canceled, right? They canceled it on COVID, so they didn't want to play.
Maybe they find a reason to be complete bitches and sit there.
But I could have swore we saw a situation like this. Either way, guys, I got them 3-1 there, and I don't see a case where they go 7-5.
Yeah, I mean 3-1, 3-1, and 3-1 is 9-3 if I'm doing my math correctly. So that puts you clearly over the 7.5 barrier with a game to spare in case they drop one to.
Yeah, I'd say 8-4.
One of those potential.
Yeah,
not 7-5 though.
Yeah,
so I think this over.
Yeah, this
let's triple lock this, guys. Let's triple lock.
Now here's the thing: look for an 8 because it's minus 200 juice to the over at 7.5. So if you get it at 8, I don't see them going 7-5, and I think your floor is 8-4. So load it up. Let's go.
Let me ask you this: is there a chance this team is representative of the group of 5 in the college football playoff?
Sure.
Or
not the playoff.
New Year's
they won't give them that respect.
New Year's Six.
Yeah.
I mean, they were what 12-1 prior to the bowl 2 years ago in 2021, 11-2 prior to the bowl in 2022. It seems pretty obvious that they're gonna accomplish that again.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, folks, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon. Yeah, make sure to check out our Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon to get access to exclusive contests, including our NFL win totals contest with a $1,000 first place prize. And the guys just recorded their first Sports Gambling Podcast Stories podcast just for the patrons, chronicling the birth of the Sports Gambling Podcast. So check that out. First off, let me tell you this, all right? The Sports Gambling Podcast has and will always give out their picks for free, so do not get it twisted. The Patreon is just a great way to support the network and fight back against those filthy scums out there, the corporate gambling world. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Patreon. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, August is almost over, and you know what that means. Time is running out for you to draft your fantasy football team on Underdog Fantasy. Get championship ready for your home league by trying out Best Ball on Underdog Fantasy. And look, you're going to want to try out the Best Ball Mania Tournament, the largest fantasy football contest of all time with $15 million of total prizes up for grabs, including $3 million to the winner. Do you have what it takes to win? to win it all. Look, folks, but the last chance you can get in is by September 7th. So get over there, get in, visit underdogfantasy.com. Find them in the App Store. Sign up with the promo code SGPN to get your first deposit doubled up to $100. Once again, Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. And concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we are back, and the locks are flowing. That was a triple lock, by the way, guys. That was a triple lock. So
first one of the conference. Let's do it.
All right, now we jump over to the teams that are favored from the Vegas standpoint. The Memphis Tigers, 8 wins. Now, you want to talk about a team with Ryan Silverchair. This is interesting to me. They didn't fire him last year. And if you look at what Memphis brings back, they bring back a decent amount. And look at how many close losses they had a season ago. You want to talk about an interesting team is a year ago, it just seemed like they were losing every close game. You look at the ECU game, they lose by 2. They lose to Houston by 1, and Houston gets 2 onside kicks in the final 4 minutes to come back and win that game. They lose to Tulane by 10. They lose to UCF by 7. They lose to SMU by 3. Very interesting. Only one game they got their ass whooped, and that was at Mississippi State to start the season.
They're right there.
They got Seth Hennigans, back at quarterback. They did lose their star tight end to Ole Miss, but the non-con. So sitting at 8 is the win total. The non-con is home to Bethune-Cookman, who's terrible. Remember, Ed Reed was a coach there for about 3 days. Then at Arkansas State. Now, what's this rivalry called? The Battle of the Paint Bucket, I think it is. I think it's Battle of the Paint Bucket. Then they are heading to this filthy, filthy dome in St. Louis, one of the worst places to play a football game.
This is the stupidest game
to take on Missouri. And then they're home to Boise State. I got them 2-2 in the non-con. Nick?
Yeah, I do as well. I mean, this is a team that went 6-6 in the regular season last year. Going into his 4th year, this is it, man. This is make or break for Silver Fist or Silver Chin or Silver
Could
Head.
be at Boise, though, because Boise is playing at San Diego State. That is a crazy back-to-back away from San Diego to Memphis.
True. But, first off, I don't know how you guys have any confidence in Memphis. They're 21-26 overall. And just 11, I think it's 26-21 overall, but just 11-13 in conference under Silverfield.
Yeah, I agree.
Eight's a line. This team's going to win 9 games.
No.
Schedule's too tough.
Simmer down. Like Colby mentioned, a bunch of close losses.
They did have a bunch of close losses
against some decent teams. 10-point loss at Tulane, 7-point loss against UCF, 3-point loss at SMU. Like, suppose they're able to get one in a quote neutral site against Missouri or get the home game against Boise.
I just don't favor them, but it wouldn't shock me if they beat Boise.
Not at all.
But you would favor them? I wouldn't favor them.
I would say
2-2. Conference play. They have the Thursday nighter against Navy on September 14th in the Liberty Bowl. Then the very next conference game is on Friday, October 13th, as they host Tulane. They do have a bye week before that. Then they're at Penetrope Stadium taking on UAB, followed by back-to-back away as they head to take on North Texas. So
Navy,
that North Texas game is
Navy and Tulane in the Liberty Bowl. And
I got them beating Navy. I got them losing to Tulane.
I don't want to go 2-2 again.
I'll go 2-2.
Maybe 3-1.
I'm going to say between that first stretch where we said I'm going to give them 2.5 in that first stretch. I'm going to give them 2.5 in a second stretch. I'm going to say 5-3 through 8.
I got them 4-4. The remaining 4 is home to South Florida, at Biff Poggi and the Charlotte 49ers, home to SMU, and then at Temple. They're losing that Temple game. Like, I'm pretty sure about that. It's just too late, too cold, and too sleepy. There's like 6 people at those games. Like, I've seen that a million times.
Yeah.
I feel like they lost the last time that happened. Like, go back 2 years ago. I think they lost.
Right.
Between the road trip to Charlotte and Temple, there's probably a loss.
Hold on.
And if neither of those happens, then USF
Look at this. They went to Temple and lost the last time they played there. That's what I'm saying. They're going to lose. And Temple was asked that year.
Then again, getting SMU in Memphis, maybe there's a chance of an upset.
I would still favor SMU. I see 6-6, maybe 7-5, 8. Get the fuck out of here.
Lock up the under. There's no way. And 8 would just be a push.
I'm gonna say under.
This
as
team
well,
is not winning 9 games.
They're at 7-5 to me.
I'll
I'm
lock it with you.
super
I'll lock
under
it.
heavy.
Lock it with me.
Triple lock?
No.
Oh. I will lock up.
Patty C kind of likes Memphis.
I do like Memphis.
I will lock up the under with NC Nick.
Look, we Tigers.
It's an under party. All right, and the final school is the Tulane Green Wave.
Wait, did we get?
Hold on, SMU first.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. SMU. The Mustangs. Rhett Lashlee.
Ponies.
Will they be, by the time the season kicks off, will they be in a Power 5 conference for next season, Patty C?
No.
Okay. SMU, the non-con, by the way, that TCU game, because of this, fucking fantastic. I can just picture boosters for SMU saying, you beat TCU, we're going to give you all $1,000. You know what I mean? Okay, so the non-con is home to Louisiana Tech, at Oklahoma, home to Prairie View and Bubba McDowell, and then at TCU. Man, call me crazy.
Clearly 2-2.
I think they could win that Oklahoma game.
You're an idiot.
Win the Oklahoma game or the TCU game. Which one's more winnable?
I think one of them. Oklahoma was 6-7 a year ago, and SMU has been bringing in so many Alabama transfers that you're just
I can see the disgust on Patty's face. Patty's leaving.
He thinks Oklahoma is going to on the verge of another national championship.
I just noticed that Oklahoma won like 55 straight Big 12 championships, and then they switched their coach and had one rough year.
No, they didn't win it the last year Riley was there.
Okay, they're still like a 10-win team.
But
look, I'm a Rhett Lashlee fan. I like what he did in Miami. Just look at what Van Dyke did with him, and then what he did or did not do without him. But I agree. I'm gonna say 2-2 here. I'm high on. Okay,
I'm going 3-1.
You're out of your mind.
They're either beating last year.
By the way,
championship was a 1-score game. What makes you believe that they beat TCU 2 of the last 3 times? Fuck you. All right.
Decent point. Decent
By
point.
the way, I know we haven't.
Yeah.
Long
we
trip over to Fort Worth.
What's that? What's that, Nick?
We haven't talked about the whole schedule yet, but they don't play UTSA or Tulane
or FAU. This schedule's genius.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm rooting for SMU. I'm rooting for SMU. I like them.
Yeah.
One of the best uniforms in college football.
Yeah, I know. And I was joking with my Calgary Stampede thing there. All right. Look, I'm 3-1, man. They're going to beat either Oklahoma or TCU.
What a statement. I mean, here's the thing. Louisiana Tech and Prairie View both at home are guaranteed.
Yeah.
So if they can pull one of those upsets on the road, then you're
here's the tough part. They host Biff Poggi right after TCU. So that emotional game, then you can have Poggi come into town.
You know, that's actually how college football works.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could totally see Poggi pulling the upset. No, but I'll take SMU to beat Poggi. But then they get a bye week there. Then they head to the Dowdy on a Thursday night. They're losing that game, guys.
I don't know. We'll see.
TCU also coming off a bye.
Their little cha-cha-cha shit's not going to work at the Dowdy, buddy. So I got them dropping that one. They got a back-to-back away as they head to the Link.
So what? Okay.
So home to Charlotte, at ECU, at Temple, and home to Tulsa. 3-1. I got them 6-2 after 8.
I have the 3-1 record also, so 5-3.
I'm with Nick.
All right, then the final 4 is at the Rice Owls, home to North Texas on a Friday night, at the Liberty Bowl, and home to the Navy Midshipmen, which Navy, I think, has a history of fucking up SMU. If they go 4-0 there, that would put me at 10-2, but there's no way they're 4-0. They're going to lose one of those. I will say 9-3. Give me the over on the Mustangs.
I'm with you on the over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 there, which would put me at 8-4, right on the number. But I think chances are they pull off one more win. I kind of like what they're doing there, and the schedule breaks right, so it's an over lean for me.
Yes,
and now we jump over to Willie Fritz and the reigning
Rhett
AAC
Lashlee, though, no head coaching experience. Sometimes the first year on a brand new head coach can be a little rough. Do we expect?
Well, he was 8-4 last year.
Wait, is he this year too?
Yeah, year 2.
I'm all fucked
this guy's
up.
doing Jaeger bombs over here.
Yeah, come on.
All right, final team, the Tulane Green Wave, 9.5 win total. Look, I love you, Tulane. I love Willie Fritz. I want them to go undefeated this year, except for when they play ECU. So 11-1. But I find this win total a bit ridiculous. So I'm telling you from the start, I'm going to
tell.
go under.
Do
I will go
fucking
under.
tell.
I just think the non-con is incredibly hard. I think they're crazy with the non-con here. I could see them going 0-3 to start the season. I think South Alabama, they lost to Southern Miss a year ago. They got to go to the Rock this year. South Alabama is a very losable game. I was thinking about this. This might be my favorite week 1 matchup.
Excellent.
It's a really fucking underrated matchup. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
Then they're getting Ole Miss. Now, I'm not going to call for them to go 0-3, but I'm going to call for them to go 1-2.
I'm going to say 2-1, but I did just listen to your Tulane preview on the flight today, and I was kind of agreeing with what you were saying. Overall, I'm going to disagree with you here. I'm going to say 2-1 here, but I think there's enough tough games on the schedule where a 10-2 record again with what they lost would be challenging.
And I even like what they have on the line of scrimmage, but like you go back and look, they did beat Kansas State. Like they were a great football team last year, but they also got very fortunate in a lot of games.
Yeah.
They beat Houston in overtime. The ECU game, you see the final score of 24-9. They added a late, that was like a 1-score game the entire fourth quarter. Then you jump on over 10-point win against Memphis, and a 3-point win against Cincinnati, 7-point win against UCF, 1-point win against USC. It was a great year, but
7-point loss against UCF.
No, they beat them again though in the
Okay.
championship.
But
But
either way, the regular season 3-point loss against Southern Miss, 7-point loss against UCF, and those were their only 2 fucking losses of the entire.
but their wins, they had a lot of close wins. Is my point.
Well, what I'm saying is that their 2 losses are close, and they had a lot of dominating wins. I think you're wrong about this team.
Okay, well,
Here's this. So they're not going to go undefeated in the AAC. I'm pretty confident they're going to lose.
their road trip is too tough.
To either UTSA, to FAU, to Memphis. They're gonna trip up at least somewhere.
He doesn't say ECU. You're fucking ridiculous.
Ah,
All right.
include that one in there. So they better go 2-1 in the non-con if you're thinking,
No, I got them going
wait,
2-2. They'll beat Nichols and they'll beat South Alabama.
I'm sorry. I meant
3-1.
3-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to beat South Alabama and Nichols. They lose to Ole Miss and Southern Miss.
The Ole Miss game's at Ullman.
I still think
Ole Miss was what, 7-6 last year? I think 3-1's a given. They might go 4-0. I don't know. South Alabama's a
they
hard
could
game.
start out 0-3.
Yeah, that's true. Southern Miss on the road is a tough game.
I love the regionality of that schedule, but
Look, we know Patty loves him some Michael Pratt.
Look, he's the most handsome man in all of college football. Can someone make a Michael Pratt
didn't you say he's
and send it
hotter
to
than
me?
Willie Fritz's daughter?
That's right. Give me those golden locks. They better be in New York. They better. He better be a Heisman finalist.
Let's talk about the conference play because they open up home to UAB, a bye week, and then Mississippi River football is back because on Friday night they head to the Liberty Bowl to take on Memphis. That game's a little sneaky. Then home to North Texas and then at the Rice Owls. They could be 4-0. I think I would favor them to be 4-0 there.
I'm going to cheat and say they're 6-2 after 8 because they're not beating South Alabama, Southern Miss, and Memphis. They lose one of those games and they lose to Ole Miss, and they're 6-2 entering the last 4.
God, you're probably right. Okay.
Okay. I got them 6-2 too. And then the Final Four at East Carolina, home to Tulsa, at FAU, and home to UTSA. It's too tough.
They're going to drop one of those.
Under
9-3.
cash.
9-3 under.
It is too tough.
I'm gonna lock it.
I'm not because I think they're a really good team, but it's a very tough schedule.
I'm gonna lock it. Let's go. Look, I've had my heart on the Tulane over. I think I've locked up the Tulane over the last 4 years, and I was 3-1. I think I know Tulane football better than most. Lock up the under. Who's coming with me?
I'm not like
No.
shit.
Oh, you pansies.
Look,
all right.
This team could easily. I mean,
No,
build
it's
me
too
a
hard of a
case
schedule.
for 12-0 here.
What? Stop it.
South Alabama, they beat at home week 1. They have all summer to prep for them, and they were better last year.
Were they better?
Yeah, they were. They went 12-2 and beat USC in the fucking Cotton Bowl. They were better than South Alabama,
No.
and there's no fucking doubt about it.
I disagree.
Okay. Well, you can disagree, but they
Who
finished.
went to the Rose Bowl and should have beat UCLA?
Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. They get Ole Miss at home, and every other team on their schedule they are better than last year. UTSA they also get at home.
Last year, Ty J. Spears is on the fucking Titans, dude. You know what I mean?
know
You
who's
keep
back?
quoting last year like that matters for this year.
This is Mr. Last Year right here. I'm Mr. History. You're Mr. fucking recent history. And I don't know.
Buddy, let's talk about trajectories for teams. All right. Yes. No, you're right. Guys, trajectories that are up in the AAC. I think you got to say UTSA. This team, this university started their football program like 12 years ago, and now they're in the AAC.
For sure. Is Jeff Traylor going to stay there?
Well, he turned down Texas Tech to stay there. It depends who comes calling, I think.
Yeah.
Or life after Captain Harris.
Yeah, life after Captain Harris, even though they have McCown.
Still seems like he's got that program going in the right direction.
Other programs, I think FAU with Tom Herman, if he stays long term. Now, I also think there's a shot if he goes just like even if he goes like 7-5 this year or 8-4, I still think there's a shot that a Power 5 calls him.
I got to see it before I believe it. I'm saying steady Eddie.
You're not saying up?
No.
I'm going to say up.
Yeah.
Prove it. Yeah. Prove it, Tommy Herman.
Well, he did it.
Fair enough.
He's never had a losing season coaching.
That's fair.
Then program trajectory, ECU up. Houston is
flat.
The more he stays there, the better. How is it flat when UCF?
What's he done there? Win 7 games?
Yeah, UCF, Houston, and since he just left
every single fucking year.
Well, this year I don't have him improving. I have him going down a couple games. So I see
that's
flat.
because you're a fucking
But wait
idiot.
a second. Wait a second here. The fact that those schools left when that was their competition should.
That's a fair point, but at the same time, his best win total with ECU is what, 7 games?
Let me say this reluctantly.
Eight.
Let me say this because it hurts me, right? Mike Houston's a better coach than Kurt Cignetti, right? Mike Houston is a fucking hell of a coach, and he's building ECU.
Got to work on the special teams, but I do like the trajectory going up. Tulane, it's got to be up, right?
Up.
Yeah. Curious what other ones you guys had. I had the Rice Owls as up just because they made a bowl last year. JT Daniels comes in. If they make a bowl this year, they're going from the CUSA to the AAC.
Yeah, they're coming out of fucking nowhere. Wait, we're talking about Rice?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I think you have to look at a lot of the former CUSA teams as potentially up. You could argue Charlotte. I mean, you could argue that you need to see Biff Poggi.
Biff Poggi.
Charlotte, we're just
he has to coach his first game first, but still, the fact that they're in a major city and now in the American, that bodes well for their future.
And people are picking up on Poggi. He's slamming his hands down. That's good for the program. They're in the news. So
the mojo at Charlotte has never been higher. That's for sure.
Shout out to Connor Johnson in the chat, a Beavs fan. Let's go Beavs. The other team that I put as up was I did put the Temple Owls. They overachieved for me in year 1. And that offense was flying. So I said, hey, if Stan Drayton can stay there and if they can keep EJ Warner, he's only a freshman last year. So you got 3 more years, potentially, maybe even a 4th. I'm not sure how many games I think he burned his red shirt last year. So 3 more years of EJ Warner, if you can keep him in Philly.
Really? 3 fucking more years?
He was a true freshman last year.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Maybe I do need to have him going up.
Yeah.
I had it flat, but that's fair. I mean, they overachieved, but they only won 3 games. So
yeah. SMU has got to be going up, right? Because the amount of money they're willing to go into the ACC and not pick up, like in the NIL era, they're built to be awesome. So I think you got to see
figure. That's a good point, but I think Nick and I both had them flat.
No, you can't.
It's a proven situation. This team
they're
is
spending money,
willing to not receive any TV money and still can't gain any traction. It's tough.
Well, the main question is Rhett Lashlee the right guy? I think that answer might be yes, but we need 1 more year.
I don't care. The talent level they're bringing in. Look at the portal.
But
they're bringing in guys that were never going to SMU.
Colby, you're the coach guy. Patty C's the talent guy. Okay, don't mix it.
Well, it doesn't matter.
You stay coach guy. You stay talent guy.
Stay in your lane.
I don't care. I'm not even looking if it's Rhett Lashlee. I'm saying the program's trajectory now that it's legal to pay players is up.
That's a good point.
Staying steady for me. I had the UAB Blazers because I have no idea what the fuck to expect.
We probably should have them down. In fact, I
had them
don't know,
going down.
but, they probably should be going down.
I have them steady just because I know they're talented. So it's like I have no idea what the fuck to expect.
I don't know why I had them up. No, Bill Clark is a way better coach and far more proven than
of course. I'm not going to argue that, but I'm just saying
Tilfer.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
They're going
there
down.
We go. Connor Johnson says he's having met all these fan bases in the AAC. He goes, he's an ECU fan. The stadium and the baseball are SEC level legit. There we go.
I will say ECU baseball is something else.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Folks, so I had it as flat. The other flat I had was North Texas, just because I think they're solid. You just don't really know what to expect.
Memphis is very flat.
Yeah, I put Memphis as flat as well. And I
think
also
Memphis is going down.
I also put
they need to do it or it's going to – they're either going up or they're going down Memphis, and they're not going up right now. So Silver Fuck needs to get it going.
I had Navy as flat, but no, that's going down because of the rule changes, because of all this shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Down. I also had the Tulsa Golden Hurricane down.
Yeah.
Why fire Philip Montgomery? I don't understand that one. He was good.
Yeah, he was doing fine.
I don't understand.
Who's your number one upward mobility program in
I think it's gotta be SMU. As much as I want to say UTSA, I think it's SMU just because the amount of money they're willing to fucking spend.
Yeah. If
they seem closest to be getting an invitation from the P5. So
not only that, like,
right.
Not only do I think like if they jump to P5, I think
without it, they're still going to be paying
$30,000
per player.
You know what? This might be a blessing in disguise for them if they have the auto bid and they're spending more than any other school.
If they're 13-0 every year.
Yeah, and you're just getting that. You're becoming Boise essentially of like the early 2000s. I don't know. They got a lot of work to do before that, but I feel like that would be the one. What's the one trajectory that you just think, man, they're going to be? I think it's probably Tulsa.
Well, let me tell you my number one up trajectory.
South Florida,
because
they're getting the stadium on campus.
Well, they're getting the stadium on campus, and Golesh. Look, this is a program in Tampa with a shit ton of talent. There's no difference between UCF and USF between like everything, right?
Yeah,
they're the same program, right? But why is UCF all of a sudden in the Big 12 and a legit contender maybe, and USF still the basement of a shitty AAC? Look, you put in Golesh in there, they're gonna win 10 games. I would say 3 of the next 6 seasons. Mark it down. Mark it the fuck
down. And bold. Folks. No
conference championship game.
No, clip that. Yeah, let's do our conference championship game here because I am not going shtick here.
I'm feeling, wild hair at my ass too.
I'm going shtick.
What's that?
What's your shtick?
Well, I don't know shtick, but I'm going chalk.
Okay.
UTSA and Tulane. Pretty straightforward here.
Okay. Right? I am not going that. I actually have Florida Atlantic taking on UTSA. Very high on Tom Herman. I also think this the way the schedule breaks too, man. You gotta pay attention to some of those things. With the way the schedule breaks. SMU probably should be in this thing. I just don't know if I trust Lashlee. SMU's got the best schedule, I think, out of all.
I was going to say, Colby kind of stole my thunder here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do SMU.
Versus?
Hold on. That UTSA Tulane game's at home. I'm going to go, okay, all right, Tulane versus
SMU?
SMU.
I like it.
Yeah. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Texas is in the conference championship no matter what.
Texas says no. East Carolina is probably going to be in there.
No, the state of Texas.
Oh,
okay.
I'm saying. No, East Carolina, Florida Atlantic National or AAC Championship. Folks, this is going to be a lot of fun. The season is fucking 5 days away.
Don't mess with Texas.
And get this. Wednesday night, we are doing our win total locks episode. And then right after that, we are doing our week 0 picks episode. Thursday, the DFS episode. The season is finally here, folks. I can't wait. Shout out to Noah behind the scenes helping us. Shout out to the whole chat and everyone downloading the podcast. Hop on over to iTunes. Give us a 5-star review if you can. We're on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. folks. Can't wait for the season. All right. I also host the FCS college football experience, the college basketball experience, the college baseball experience with Noah Beanick, and the Big 12 experience is out there now. I don't host that one, but it's out there. All together, we come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. But those are all separate podcasts you should be subscribed to. Until next time, folks, this is the college football experience, AAC style. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.